Yeah. Awesome. Welcome back to the second set from the Yink Up. Sorry, I had the stream unmuted, my bad. This one should be Cephalopod versus Leviathan. And Cephalopod is a team that has a player named Dadasu, who is a former Splatcord moderator, while Leviathan is a mishmash of Puffer's Party and Stark Squids, who have done fairly well in From the Ink Up in the past.
And to add on to the Darsu bag, they're also a fellow Hydra main.
You do like Hydra, don't you, Moon?
Yep. I am just calling that for a reason after all.
Of course. You did say earlier that you went quad Hydra in open quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go for you?
It existed, I think? I don't know, it's been a while since we've done it.
It sounds fun. I mean, Hydra's still a really good weapon in this game, even if they've nerfed it.
Yeah, I mean, it still has a good kit that can definitely make up for it. It didn't get really murdered like Splat 2 v Hydra. Which is over if you can play the comp well.
Oh, and it looks like going into their game, and yes, they do have a Hydra.
And a crab, even better.
You do like crab a lot also, don't you? Every time you get really excited.
Yep, because I'm actually the captain of a team named Crabbrave, and so our mascot's the crab neck, so...
Do all of you use the crab?
The goal is to have at least one crab per comp.
Splash is a really good point, and it actually looks like the team with the crab is struggling a little right now.
Well, it's my question though, which team, because both of them have a crab.
Oh my gosh, you're right! I always forget the weapon comps in this game. Well, they do both have splashes, so...
Yeah.
It looks like they did get a wipeout though. Leviathan, that is. Looks like they are going to make a push for the pedestal. Oh, and there they go! Do you think their push is dead?
Nope! And that's game!
And that's game! Alright, well, that was a very fast game. I wonder how they'll do when they're in brackets. I've heard that they do rather well in losers, Cephalopod.
Yeah.
Oh, and mowing.
Ooh.
Alright, well that was a fairly dominant performance from Leviathan. And they have done really well. What do you think that they could have done, what do you think that Cephalopod could have done better with that match, Moon? Did you notice anything?
No, I did not, I will admit.
I do think that they lost a lot of control, they weren't really able to keep them out of their base.
Yeah, it's tricky to balance killing power and pain, so it could just be them struggling with that.
Yeah. Once they lost mid, they kept getting staggered and grouping up behind their checkpoint, and thus it was way easier to push in over and over for them. Maybe they could have pushed back into mid a little more, gotten more coverage, and helped them push the tide of the game into their favor.
Yeah.
What do you think, Moon?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I also didn't really see a lot of specials from Cephalopod.
Yeah, it could have just been though that they kept on getting splatted and couldn't really pop any though.
Yeah, getting staggered in this game is quite a death sentence, especially if it's your turf painters.
Mm-hmm. And in a mode like Rainmaker, where it can be a quick knockout.
2 wipeouts is all it takes, really. They wipe you out first checkpoint, wipe you out second checkpoint, game over. Knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single point.
Ooh.
So this next match is gonna be... Oh.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
This map is gonna be on Clamster. This one is... A lot of people don't like this map because you can actually throw clams from the spinner.
However, this map is a good Hydra map if you manage to get up there.
Of course. Do you think their Hydra's gonna manage to get up there, though? That's the question.
Perhaps.
The chance. Just a bit.
We'll see.
That being said, it looks like they're having a heavy fight for mid. And they're 1-1 right now.
Oh, I so thought that person fell into the abyss. Oh!
I
it's here with the Tetris.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's first clam in.
First clam in. I always have a lot of problems with octobrushes in ranked. They tend to have way more range than I think they do.
For sure. Oh, and there's a Trizuka out, and there it goes.
I love the usage of specials. But it looks like the Hydra is having problems from Cephalopod. They're not really able... Well, they've just gotten a good pick.
Yeah. And there's the basket clothes.
Well, they picked up their pity, and they're probably going to be able to move back in with this Tri-Strike. Do you use any weapons that have Strike Moon?
No, I do not. Oh, there goes the crab. Putting crab primes, and now they're dead. That Brella's fighting for their life up there. In general. Ah, unfortunate.
Unfortunate, they couldn't save it. And they have a bubbler right next to the podium. I find people have a lot of more problems with bubbler than I think they do. They should, because you can easily run through the shield. But it is a very dangerous special to go against. Do you have problems with bubbler?
Not really, because I don't often really counter it, I feel.
It looks like Cephalopod was able to get them out of pushing for a knockout, but Leviathan is still doing really well in mid. If you were in this situation, Moon, what would you be doing here?
Just attempting to help out my team as best as I can, really. Maybe printing up what the Hydra is. Ooh, and having to pop a Booyah to save themselves, which... well, they didn't.
I do hate dying them in the middle of a Booyah. It always feels like you have too much armor. The Booyah bomb has too much armor when you're going against it, and too little when you pop it.
For sure.
However, it looks like the Cephalopod won't be able to get back into mid very well because they popped a bubbler, again with the bubbler. And 2 down, meaning they might be able to score.
And there goes, I forget the pastor, and he just ended. And there was a Booyah.
Yeah, it looks like Cephalopod isn't able to keep Leviathan out, and they are getting more clams in, but they don't have enough clams to get the full knockout. When you're playing Clam Blitz, how often do you think... What do you think these guys could be doing better in Clam Blitz to keep them out of their base?
I think ultimately just trying to get more paint control. And just like keeping an eye on places. And just going in and splatting.
It really just feels like they just can't keep Leviathan out of mid. Like, their Hydra's way pushed up right here.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably might go down there. Oh, never mind, the Tetris did.
Woo!
There's
However,
a...
Leviathan is still heavily in mid, even if they're fighting for their life right now.
And that's 3 down on Leviathan, so wait. Yeah, the 5, I think. Wait, hold on. Wait, which team is which? I know. Okay.
Looks like Cephalopod's gonna be getting their first point here, which is wonderful. Popping a lot of useful specials by Basket. However, it looks like they haven't painted a lot of mid control. Do you think they'll be able to keep this push up, Moon?
Nah, they've got, like, 1 person up, really.
Lost the man advantage?
Yeah, and that seems like it might be gained, unless they can somehow get more in.
No, it looks like they're keeping their basket open. Oh, but it looks like it's a 1v2. Doesn't look like it's gonna come back.
Unfortunately.
Alright, well that's 2-0 Cephalopod, but it is play all 3.
Will Cephalopod be able to get a win? Nobody knows.
Well, Leviathan has been fairly dominant. Cephalopod has a lot of trouble getting back into mid when they get pushed back to their spawn. So it'd be a really good idea for them to push back a little more, stop clumping up in groups, and just try to get a few key picks so you can push back up. Because I noticed they weren't really pushing themselves back into mid or getting as much turf as they needed before going down.
Yeah.
Though that final push was really good because they actually all pushed back into mid at last, but it might have been a little too late.
Unfortunately. It was still a very good push though, getting all the way down to the 30s.
Yes, definitely. When you're playing Clan Blitz, how often do you die for a push?
Not too often, considering the fact I'm a backline, but I still do die, but again, not as often as one would think-ish.
Whenever I'm playing...
Ooh!
Whenever I'm playing frontline, I always want to push up to basket, and I always want to die. I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep pushing myself forward, and it just never works out.
It's just the frontline brain cell going burr.
I call it the solo queue virus.
Yes.
Speaking of, the next match is actually Hagglefish Zones. This map is actually a lot of people's favorites of the new maps. Do you like this map, Moon?
I indeed do, actually. But the reason I like it is kind of funny, because there's a side part you can go on. And you can flank on them, too, and possibly try to get behind the enemy team and surprise them. And that is just hilarious to pull off if you're a Hydra, because you can possibly just catch them so off guard and just get them.
Oh, definitely. I know when I play this map, everyone's always watching the sides. I usually have to push through zone and maybe pop a bubbler.
Yeah.
When I do play backline though, I always love sitting up on the canopy and just showering the zone with whatever I have. It's quite fun, actually. Oh, Moon, when you play this map, how often do you flank around as a Hydra? Do you think it's like a viable strategy?
I mean, it can be, depending on if you're noticed or not. But I don't do it often. I usually just do it at the start of the game. But if I feel like it could be useful during it, I might pull it off.
Here, I think the Hydra's gonna stay up on canopy. I think that might be a smart decision, but they might be able to flank around later. Pull off the classic Moon Gambit.
Perhaps.
Looks like there's Flash Live
Unfortunately.
through the bubble around zone.
And then a Booyah.
Oh, the miss. Alright, well they have lost control, so it looks like Cephalopod is going to actually get some points this game, because Hagglefish Zones is much more of a fair map, but it doesn't look like any of them are flanking. So these flank rods that
now.
you adore are actually being ignored.
Unfortunately.
Oh, and Reef Slider into the side.
And a Booyah.
Hopefully they don't miss this time.
Hey, they didn't. Let's go.
Wow, Cephalopod is actually bringing this back against Leviathan. Their junior has backed up, though. Do you think that was a smart play?
For sure. So you and your team can get back together and figure out what to do.
And looks like Cephalopod Jr. is actually popping.
The Feral Junior.
Oh, and the two bubblers colliding. I've never heard anyone call it a feral junior, though.
That's just what I call being aggro, being feral. Something like that.
Ooh, it looks like Cephalopod is doing really well for themselves. Though their undercover gets killed by the Hydra, so it looks like Leviathan might not bring this back.
And that's the game for Cephalopod. Or Cephalopod. However you pronounce it.
It is Cephalopod, like the squid, if you can imagine.
Yes.
That looks like their name is an
Funky Octo.
Yes.
I knew it for. Oh, it's a triple dab! You'll love to see it.
You love to see it. Alright, well, a surprising third game from Cephalopod brings it back to 1-2. And that should be it for the set. Do you think there was anything Leviathan could have done better to push back in? Or do you think Cephalopod was just super dominant that game?
I think it was the fact that Cephalopod was pretty dominant, and I feel like I had a good amount of painting power that game compared to the previous two, along with killing power.
A lot of people like Splat Zones for that reason. You bring more paint, you tend to win. I do think that Leviathan could have definitely pushed in together a bit more, but I don't think it was necessarily something that could have been helped, considering that the undercover that went into zone at the end just got shot by the Hydra and pushed out. So maybe they could have tried to coordinate that push a little better. The panic at the end of a match really just takes over.
Yeah, it can be the thing that does screw you over.
When you play Hagglefish Zones, how do you push back in once you're out?
Usually depends on what the enemy team is doing. Like, if they're focusing primarily on, like, the front-ish, then I'll try to go around the sides, like I do with Hydra Flames. But depending if they're, like, chilling around zone, but I might go up onto the tent that backlines usually like to go perch on, and try and do something from there.
When I'm backline, I usually hang up on that canopy too. But when I'm frontline, I do like flanking around, though it's not usually successful since they usually can tell when you're coming. Especially when they're actually looking at their map. That map awareness is key. All right, we are back for the third set in groups, which should be Say Booyah Back versus Boinky Little Buddies. Boinky Little Buddies has the cutest avatar on their battle fly with the little small fry. I absolutely love it, and that's probably what they got their name from.
Their name is quite cute too, though. So all around is a cute team name with a cute little icon, avatar thing.
Of course. And then the other team is Say Booyah Back. With
Booyah.
Booyah. I actually know quite a few of these players, but I've actually never played against them, so I'm very excited to see them play today. In specific, I know that their Splash player is meant to be a very good skirmisher. So, what's the first map, Moon?
It is Undertow Tower.
Do you have any opinions on that map?
I haven't even played it, so I've got like nothing on it.
Oh no. Well,
yeah.
I know a lot of people.
Most I know is that. Is there even a glass? I haven't played on this map, so I've got like nothing.
Not on tower.
Well, where glass would be is a good perch for backlines. Which it seems like there is with a heavy.
Heavy Splatling is very good on this map, but so is Elite. So it looks like they're going to be somewhat evenly matched. Though it looks like the Heavy probably won't be able to get up on that sniper perch because the E-Leader is sitting up on theirs.
An E-Leader can be such a menace to Splatling, especially considering the nerf. I think all of them got nerfed? I don't know. No Hydra did at least, it's strange.
I think they all did get nerfed a little bit.
Unfortunate.
I know on this map, for tower specifically, it's so hard to get past mid when you're one team or the other. But once you get past mid, it's really just playing the lockout game.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the E-Leader is actually looking at tower right now. Do you think Booyah Back is going to be able to get a successful push-off with the E-Leader still out?
Depending on, how they play and stuff, I feel. Because, like, if the E-Leader gets distracted by trying to get someone else, then it could be an easy splash for someone else. But even then, because of hitboxes, if you just stand as a kid on the tower. Oh, unfortunate Rickroll. Anyways, if you stand on tower as a kid, it's harder for charges to hit you, actually.
You do get a smaller hitbox.
Yeah, compared to a Squiddo.
As a response, though, you do get more visible.
Yeah, so it has its drawbacks.
It looked like Say Booyah Back actually did get to their first checkpoint, but Boinky Little Buddies is actually getting to Say Booyah Back's first checkpoint. So do you think they'll be able to sustain this push to the next one?
Perhaps. However, there is a bubbler out, but the roller is indeed camping in base.
Oh, it looks like Boinky Little Buddies are actually wiping them out. I don't know if they'll be able to come back from this.
Good game.
Yeah? Well, Undertow is really a lockout map. Once they get past that middle zone area, you can't really come back. Well, Say Booyah Back did push in, and then got pushed out, and while Boinky Little Buddies didn't get a wipeout necessarily, Say Booyah Back still struggled as they kept pushing more and more into their base. And that wipeout at the end, they just couldn't come back from.
Which is unfortunate.
As a backline Moon, What do you think they could have done, the Heavy or any other player could have done differently to help them push back in?
See, I feel like the team with the Heavy could have possibly had someone distract the E leader, and maybe the Heavy could have pushed up a bit and possibly attempted to get them and just like pinch them, and yeah. Just to try and eliminate the biggest threat, which is the E leader with his ridiculous range.
Even as an E leader, they put out a lot of pressure just with their laser. I feel like maybe the E leader might not have been their biggest threat, but maybe it was something else. What do you think, Moon?
Maybe it's a combination of just seeing the laser and the enemy team with the E leader coming at you. So like you have to worry about surviving them, plus getting out of the E leader's sight, plus also trying to push, and just all sorts of factors combined to put a lot of pressure on.
Alright, the next map should be Mincemeat Rainmaker. I know that a lot of people really like this map, but I have an unpopular opinion. I don't. What do you think about this map, Moon?
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat. Like, I like it a tiny bit, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, I'll play it, but if I had the choice, I'd rather play something else.
Scandalous opinion you have right there. I know a lot of people adore this map, but for Mincemeat Rainmaker, once they push past the first checkpoint, it feels like if they can actually get in there, you can't recover, even though the final checkpoint is right next to their spawn.
Yeah, and like the pathways are tricky because there's this like one you can swim through and then one you can walk through, and most people would prefer to go the swim route. So, yeah.
Well, I don't see any tacticoolers, so it looks like both sides will be going around the swimming route. Though you never know, a good wipeout will always change the tide in a Rainmaker battle.
Very true. Ooh, one already down on the side of, is my little buddy or Booyah?
That's Booyah back.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be pushing through left, actually, if you can believe it. What do you think they'll be able to get all the way over there?
For sure. Because wipeout.
Oh, and there's a key wipeout.
Ooh, the Heavy, however, is applying pressure from up there. But they still get the pop, nonetheless.
They do also have a Bubbler on the field. Bubbler is extremely annoying on this map, especially to go against.
Oh,
even with all their picks. Do you think that 52 is running a lot of run speed?
Perhaps. I find it interesting, though. And also, I'm kind of getting some flashbacks here, seeing the 52 carrying from Friday Night Frenzy Season 3.
Oh yeah? What happened during that?
It was our set against Rolling Squids, because Crybrave did actually play during that. The Rollies had an aggro charger that instead of grabbing the Rainmaker like one would expect, they actually went in and was aggro, while someone else I expect to be aggro grabbed the Rainmaker.
That's very interesting. You'd expect otherwise.
For sure.
It looks like Boingy Little Buddies might be bringing the Rainmaker back up to mid. I think, do you think they should have reset it there, or do you think this is a good choice?
I feel like it's a good choice, because otherwise, if you just reset it, just by falling off the map, you'd have, to worry about getting popped again.
Oh, looks like
Ooh,
they're
they
actually
went the route.
Yes, the scenic route, you could say.
Or I guess you could say, the windmill route? Oh, another wipeout.
Looks like Seibuya Bike gets the wipeout so they can push all the way back to mid. Boingy Little Buddies, despite making their push, actually didn't get a lot of control before making it.
Okay.
Looks like blue is actually Seibuya back. My bad.
Oh,
That being said, Boingy Little Buddies is making another push for the rain. Oh, and they took the checkpoint route. I actually only learned about this route recently, if you can believe it.
this is my first time learning about it.
Wow. Well, it is a very good route to take, especially if you need just a little bit of points. Alright, and there is a wipeout. Do you think that they could have knocked it out there if they'd played a little better?
Likely. Ooh, and a reset this time around. Interesting. Changed the that I see.
Well, it looks like they're in an intense battle for mid. 3v3 right now, so no team has a distinct advantage.
And now it's 2v2, so...
Of course. They are jumping in, though. Backliners always get to be a good jump spot. As a backliner, do you always get #1 super jump spot when you play open?
Often.
Alright, and they are pushing up. Ooh. Looks like Boingy Little Buddies is back in an advantageous position. You think they'll be able to get the knockout this time? Moon?
Oh. Yeah, it fits the half.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I didn't hear you there.
Yeah, I don't think my mic picked up on it.
Oh, that's quite alright. I know I've had to fiddle with my mic settings a lot these past few days. Sometimes it's a little too sensitive and sometimes it's not enough.
Yeah.
Looks like Seibuya back did manage to get the Rainmaker to reset.
And
one is coming behind
your
her.
roller going in and dying. But they did get a splat at least, so it's 3v3. With a crab out and about.
Of course, your favorite special.
Yes.
Do you think that this team is actually having a lot of problems with rollers picking them?
Maybe.
Because it looks like they're being very aggro, so it looks like Puya back isn't able to get too much control and timer ran out. So it looks like another point for Boingy Little Buddies. What do you Of course. What do you think that Seibuya back could have done to bring that match around, do you think? Hello?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I definitely think they might have been able to push back into mid more, get more turf coverage, and maybe been a little more astute looking at like, oh hey, these guys are behind me, stuff like that. I noticed at one point their Splash had a roller behind them and they didn't turn around to deal with them. So that's interesting to note.
So maybe more awareness to throw?
I'm not quite sure. Honestly, I just think it was a lot of... Their E-Leader got a few really good picks, and I don't know if they were able to take advantage of them very well.
Yeah, maybe. Ooh.
So the next map is going to be Clam's Eeltail Alley. I know this is supposed to be a Hydra's Paradise moon. So what do you think about this map?
I haven't played it too much, but depending on the weapon you play, it can, weapons each team has, it can indeed be a Hydra Paradise. But, however, if the Eeler does indeed return, it could not be as much of a Paradise as one would hope for a Hydra.
I found that on tower control, E-Leader tends to be more dominant, but with Clan Blitz, there's not really a set path to go down, because there are many ways you can shoot a Clam into the basket. So yeah. I find that E-Leader is a bit harder to use for me personally.
Yeah, I'm just not a Charger player in general, so I'm with you there.
I do.
Yet I play more.
When you're backline on this map, Moon, how often do you get a Clam and score?
Not often, because usually I tend to like stay back and until we're pushing in, and then I go with the team. I was still staying back.
Do a few backline things.
Yeah.
It looks like Say Booyah Back might have an AFK player, so we might have to restart this match. We'll see, though.
Yeah.
A Dynamo is such a nice pick for this map.
Ooh, and a
YouTuber. YouTuber is such a menace with a ton of missiles.
I guess you could say the team without the YouTuber wouldn't have a very good time.
I guess you could say that. It really depends on how good they are, though. Some
Very
YouTubers can just kill. You know, you don't actually need a full charge to kill with a YouTuber. It's like main power up all over again, you could say. Oh, and the wipeout from Boy You Little Buddies. So it looks like they'll be able to get a score. Booyah Back might not be able to push them back in their basket. Do you think bringing Dynamo here was the choice for them, Moon?
Yeah, I think it might actually, considering both cooler and it's just a hot. And the fact that you can just do the horizontal flick. Oh, they were not unable to stop that clam in time. They did get it in, and there's missiles existing.
And they're all pushing up, getting more clams in. I believe that Goo might be trying to keep the basket open after they get rid of that Hydra with 7 clams.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll be trying to get a large one.
Perhaps. It did seem like the Heavy and the Gooseberg did indeed be doing a funny little backline dance there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think they were. It looks like that Say Booyah Back just isn't able to get back into mid. They're not able to kill them fast enough. Inkbrush, I know, goes super hard, actually. 20XX went by and I saw quite a few really good Inkbrushes. It has a really good special, and it has, I believe it has Splat Bomb? Do you think that they brought an Inkbrush maybe to deal with their Splat lane?
Maybe. Because Brush can be a menace if you're struggling to target them.
Do you have problems with brushes often?
Not really, considering I don't often run into them. Oh, that's a score! And a canceled, pretty much, whale.
It looks like Say Booyah Back is in a bit of trouble, but nobody's by their basket. An unfortunate trade in mid. But it looks like Say Booyah Back will be able to get some map control back and maybe make a push?
Perhaps.
Do you think the tides are turning for them there?
Seems like it, considering how much control they have right now with mid.
Well, let's hope they don't make too many aggro plays and maybe they'll bring it back. Ooh, what a good kill right there. Well, it is pretty even dead set right in mid. I know when I'm playing Clam Blitz, whenever I get a big clam, I try to throw it at somebody else. I don't want that thing.
Yeah, I usually end up being the one with the clam until the team wants to push in and then I toss it to someone.
Oh, looks like the defender of the basket got taken out. And they're pushing in, but they don't have the clams to get the knockout. Oh, here they come.
You can get one more in, that's game. Yep, there it is. And that's the set. With When Your Little Buddies getting the win.
You know, maybe I'm just saying this, but I was rooting for their cute little icon.
Same.
What do you think Say Booyah Back could have done differently that game to, like, push back in?
Maybe more paint control? A bit more aggression?
I think maybe aggression, because the Dynamo is really good paint control, but they had an ink brush, and an ink brush can go up to a Dynamo mid-swing and kill it.
Yeah.
It's a bit insane, isn't it?
Yeah. I think maybe also the choice of bringing in a Dynamo and a Heavy to backline weapons might have also kind of been their demise as well.
I found that Tacticooler is only really useful on modes like Rainmaker, where you can run across bridges, or on Inkable. Get those fast Rainmaker pushes. I know that for Tacticooler and Dynamo specifically, it's a bit more difficult to use, especially for modes like Clan Blitz. I don't know how many Dynamos you've seen out in the wild, though, Moon. How many have you seen?
Not many.
I've seen quite a few. They tend not to do very well because Tacticooler, I found it's kind of fallen off recently.
Be a pretty janky special too, because like you don't want to place it too far back from the fighting, but you also don't want to place like right in the middle of it too.
I found it's a good idea to use it as a shield.
That is very true.
I mean, it's unkillable.
Yeah.
And you know, it blocks shots, especially from other rollers, which I've know Flings is very popular recently.
Yeah, with its missiles.
Always the missiles, huh?
Unfortunately.
Alright, and that should be the end of the group stage. For being here. It was wonderful to be invited. Thank you so much for the Ink Up staff. And yeah, we should be taking a little break and then going to the bracket stage.
Yep.
Been a while since I've been holed up. Need a hero, no one shows up. Guess I do it on my own, cause I'm sick of waiting like how come? I gotta accept this outcome. Guess I gotta show them how it's done. I cannot just sit around, cause I'm instigating. I've been staring at a screen for some inspiration. I've been looking for new means of some misbehaving. We don't say what was me in this situation. We do not get complacent, a bitch complaining. I got a whole lot of free time on my hands. Goddamn if I goof off and waste it again. Look, I'm still making moves, staying right where I am. The fuck is the game, boy, if you don't try to advance? Cause you off your tracks, you feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. You wear no mask, you think you last. Now that's a bad idea. Why leave your pad? You getting mad, you can do that right here. So when you ask me where I'm at, I stay home. All I need, so I stay home. Call up my people, I stay home. Just trust I see you, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Won't be like before, I stay home. I take a detour, I stay home. Don't sleep like emo, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Wait up, been tired of all the same stuff. Staying inside just ain't fun. It's not fair, I have to stay put. Well, so does everyone else, bitch. I don't understand why you being so selfish. We need everybody to help us. You think it don't affect you cause you're young and you're healthy up. You think that you don't have to cause you're old and you're reckless. Yeah, I don't get why you entitled as fuck. Especially with this, you don't have to try very much. Instead of tying it up, you just whine and you fuss. I wanna just get them to see it isn't I, but it's us. Damn, you off your tracks, you feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. You wear no mask, you think you last. Now that's a bad idea. Why leave your pad? You getting mad? You can do that right here. So when you ask me where I'm at, I stay home. All I need, so I stay home. Call up my people, I stay home. Just trust I see you, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Won't be like before, I stay home. I take a detour, I stay home. Don't sleep like emo, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. You off your tracks, you're feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. But you wear no mask, you think you'll last. Now that's a bad idea. So why leave your pad? You getting mad, you can do that right here. Then when you ask me where I'm at, you already know that shit. Stay away 6 feet or I put them 6 feet. Don't dirty my hands, got soap to stay clean. I'm good where I'm at, yeah, you know where I'll be. I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay away 6 feet or I put them 6 feet. Don't dirty my hands, got soap to stay clean. I'm good where I'm at, yeah, you know where I'll be. I stay home. All I need, so I stay home. Call up my people, I stay home. Just trust I see you, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Won't be like before, I stay home. I take a detour, I stay home. Don't sleep like emo, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. All I need, so I stay home. Call up my people, I stay home. Just trust I see you, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Won't be like before, I stay home. I take a detour, I stay home. I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay home. Ride out, we gon' let the shit ride out. 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 We gon' let the shit ride
Heliuson.
Hello, everybody from the FDIU chat. How's it going? We're about to get our quarterfinals match started just in a couple of seconds here, but today I'm joined by the man himself, Kaiser. You want to introduce yourself?
I am Kaiser, and for the record, it is he or they, because
She or they. My bad.
I noticed that sooner. I just completely spaced out.
Yeah, all good. Our first match for today is going to be on Splat Zone's Wahoo World. So,
Whoa.
yeah, everybody's favorite map, right?
Returning to Splatoon 2 maps be like Sturgeon, Inkblot, Mako, Wahoo.
Wahoo. To be fair, let's give Wahoo some credit here. I think the change they made on tower control, where you can actually jump from plat to mid, is kind of nice.
Good. I'll give it
That's
that
good
much.
change.
That is good.
Yeah.
But
So,
but
yeah.
the fault's getting from me. It's still
Yeah.
bad.
Rainmaker and Clams is still kind of egregious to play, but hey, a little bit better. So
Still
I'm
better
gonna.
than what is it? Clam Blitz Mahi.
I don't know, man. Clamblitz Mahi is at least playable, but like for Wahoo, if the bridge isn't extended, you just can't play the game.
Mid is 2 pixels big though.
I guess, but at least there is a mid that you can like go to the other side, unlike Wahoo, where you have to go below and use the carousel, which is really awkward.
True.
We are comparing bad map number 1 with bad map number 2. Just for the record, I'm not trying to make a statement about how Mahi is actually a good map. It's not. But
Just
between the two evils, I think Mahi wins. But yeah, just for the record.
I have to agree with you there. That's the problem. Because I hate Wahoo more. I have to agree there.
All
You
right.
compliment meant Wahoo, not Wahoo, Mahi.
Yep. Here we go. Wahoo zones. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't know what any of these teams are. Very new to the FTIU scene, but excited to see what they got to show up for us today.
And
Let's take a look here. Looks like it's IRS in the pink and Pixelated in the green, I believe.
I believe so as well.
Sweet.
And we are seeing, from the side of, IRS, we're seeing a pretty typical Splatoon freestyle comp. Machine, Charger, Big Bubbler, and
Yep.
Splash.
Of course, never goes wrong with the splatter shot.
And someone found, and I cannot tell who, but I think someone has found 2 picks on the side of Pixelated. Meaning that it's time for, IRS to begin their first push.
Mm-hmm. Pixelated is in the lead, but they're about to lose it because IRS does have a good control here. Junior goes down from the dually squelches here. Nice pick. However, the Ink Vacuum is securing that zone pretty well there.
Indeed. That's actually a good thing about Ink Vacuum on the zones map. It basically is a short burst time to guarantee you at least a few points.
Yep. We just saw a very chaotic fight there in mid, lots of specials being used, but both teams are trying to reset here. Pixelated reclaim the zone, trying to get back the lead, but IRS is just getting their specials. They're playing a little slow, they're being a little smart, and they have 3 specials online right now. 4 specials, Ria's coming out, Trizuka's coming out.
Junior might be popping in bubble in a second. And the backs here, and there is the bubble giving, well, no jump just yet, but there's a bit of protection for any potential flanks that may come from this. But as Weem is on Spotlight, didn't realize.
Yeah, Heavy Sprawling has some pretty good paint. He's able to do a lot of pressure, as we can see here, getting 1 pick and forcing the other 2 back. Holy, that is some of that aggressive Heavy I love to see.
And here is frontline Slayer Heavy putting in the work.
Yeah.
And current IRS is kind of stuck back on their plat.
Yeah, previously they had a push with 4 specials, and they have 4 specials again, but they need to stagger their specials a little bit more. Yeah.
With just 22 ticks left, Pixel seems to be doing a really good job holding the zone. The first back has come. So is the Guia Bomb. They've used 3 specials. Can they cap it in time? The Junior's bubble is deployed. Zone is installed.
Oh, that Rush getting 2 picks there. That might have done it.
Those 2 picks were huge in securing the victory, because without it, I'm pretty sure they could have capped.
Yeah, that Rush going inside of the enemy bubbler and just getting 2 picks because the enemy thought, hey, we're inside our bubble, we're safe. Nah, that Brush said, no, not around here.
Never trust the bubble.
Well, first match goes to Pixelated. 1-0 right now. It's best of 3. From what I saw, it's pretty even, I'm going to be honest. What I saw coming out of IRS was they're very coordinated with their specials, but they're not really getting a lot of value from them. So I think if they just play a little smarter, play a little bit more patient, wait for good opportunities to use their specials rather than just forcing it, they might see a little bit more success. But we're going to be going into Power Control Sturgeon, so it's not zones. It's a little different.
Correct, and I would say IRS also does, and also say IRS, despite their bit of a more, I would say, unique comp, has made it work by playing to its strengths.
Yep.
And actually, I don't think we saw, and to my knowledge, I don't think we saw a single Zipcaster.
No, I don't remember seeing any. But that Brush was putting in some work there on the defense.
Zipcaster, useful? Question mark?
For Wahoo, it's a bit of an awkward map, but for Sturgeon, you can Zipcaster ahead of the tower and do a lot of damage to the backline, especially if the charger on IRS's side becomes an issue. Charger's very strong on tower. I'm gonna put that out there. I think just how accurate it can be, if you can hit like right next to the tower pole, you can pretty much cover your hitbox around the whole tower, and it puts a lot of pressure.
Sturgeon's Might Notch also still has the glitch to where you can go under the stage and pop up through the floor with Zipcaster.
Yep, that's right.
Which... amazing. Good stage design. The floor is not solid.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see if there's any changes made to their comps here, or if they're just gonna stick to their strengths. You know, every team has strengths and weaknesses that you are trying to play around during a set. And so in between matches, you have the opportunity to find out what changes can we make to beat these guys, or do we just stick with our strengths and not change anything? So I'm very curious to see what they do here.
It'll be quite interesting to see.
Yep. Alright, let's get started!
We're seeing the same. We're seeing Glugas come out from the side of Pixelated with, I think, IRS staying in the course. I should also note, I'm pretty sure this is...
Oh. Huh?
Question mark?
What's going on? It was the right map mode.
The buttons have been pressed.
There we have it. The brand new feature of Splatoon 3 of being able to end matches. It's being featured here on FTIU for everybody to see. It works. There's a new feature.
It does work. Please don't use it.
I am not really sure if they were supposed to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm not a TO. I don't know if that was supposed to happen or if that's even allowed. But yeah, we'll see what the official judgment call is from our wonderful TOs here in FTIU. Can I get a shout out for all of the wonderful people working for FTIU? They're putting up this amazing tournament for you guys every other Friday. A lot of work being put in. I just joined the staff server a few weeks ago, and I see what they're doing here. They're doing great things. Huge shout out for them. A lot of respect.
We are trying our best.
I will just want to say this might be a little off topic, but I did realize that Pixelated has their splash tags in their names, which we got straight from their Battleflies. So I'm gonna assume they're playing in low ink tomorrow, because JPEG's requiring that everybody has their splash tag on their Battlefly.
I did not know that one.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody watching who is playing in low ink has changed their Battlefly name to their splash tag, so you don't get DQ'd from low ink. That would be very unfortunate. But yeah, one thing that some of the TOs kind of told me about FTIU is that a lot of the teams that play in FTIU love to play it because it's really good practice for low ink, and I very much agree with that. So it's just nice that these teams are getting an opportunity to practice and getting an opportunity to show themselves outside of low ink, because low ink can be stressful, I'm gonna be honest. It's a 2-day tournament, a lot of hype around it, a lot of attention. And FTI is kind of just more chill, more laid back. I think it gives the teams opportunity to just get comfortable with playing in a tournament environment the day before low ink, which I think can do wonders for people.
I would say so. I say that definitely helps.
All right. Any word? Okay, cool. Here we go. Take 2. Tower control Sturgeon.
Woo, we're back.
Assuming they can't really switch weapons, so we still see the Glugadoolies coming from the side of Pixelated. So, that is Pixelated in the blue and Iris in the yellow, or orange, whatever you want to call that color.
It's between one color, so orange.
Yep. Okay,
also,
so...
we are seeing the Splash-O-Matic now, so we are seeing the crab.
I really love the crab, to be honest. The crab's great.
Who are you, Legend?
Maybe? Legend reference? So we saw IRS there getting on the tower, trying to get a few points, but they're not really going to do anything. They're just going to back up here and play a little safe, which I completely respect. They're getting a passive special charge from the tower itself. 4 specials online on the side of Pixelated, so they can do a lot for this, but the rush does go down.
I believe the machine is under in the Fight Club. Or, no, they needed back before respawn time. Because I was gonna say, if the machine was under, they definitely could have picked the heavy off, and Wavebreaker finds the first kill.
And it does find it onto the machine, so it's ironic that you say that. Killing the heavy,
oh my,
he kills him.
Indeed ironic. And here, we saw Junior has pop ball on tower. The brush finds one pick. I believe the machine might find the pick. Never mind, someone else picked up the machine, leaving just the Junior, who I think is back into their core. Or maybe jumped out. I heard something.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but Pixelated is getting
anyway,
control of
he's
mid
not
here
here.
and pushing the tower.
Indeed, and we see the brush has his aggressive already. The machine is using his Booyah Bomb, and Weave is clearly juking out the Charger.
It's a bit of a scary situation for IRS right now. They're 2 down, and this tower has no signs of stopping right now. Oh, well, I say that, and then Pixelated goes 2 down, so that's unfortunate.
Commentator's curse. The splash might be finding the heavy, does find the heavy, and it's just a brush move. I respect the attempt.
I really respect the attempts, because sometimes teams will forget to check those areas, and the brush could have done a lot there.
Yeah, situation. I'm not gonna lie, I would do the same thing.
Yep. This is why we run QR as frontliners, because we can make risky plays like that.
Be me, Thomas, and help.
And
here
you
we see
heal.
I need pain as well. And here we see the crab. And it's gone.
No!
Do I like the crab?
Didn't really do much. Iris? the semifinals.
Hello.
I am kind of excited to see the other side of the bracket now, because we saw IRS and Pixelated on the other side of the bracket. Now we get to see Overtime and Cake. Cake, from what I've been told, is a long-time participant in FTIU, and Overtime we got to see them play earlier in round 1, I believe, on stream. So we got Seed 1 versus Seed 4, which I don't know anything about Overtime because I wasn't really watching the match, I was focusing on streaming. But Cake, if they've won this tournament before, definitely see if they're still contenders to win again, or if Overtime is gonna take them over.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, and we're going to Inkblock Clams. Yeah, Inkblock.
What do you mean? Inkblock's a good map.
No.
What do you have against Inkblot?
Everything.
Nah, Inkblot's alright. Inkblot's good in my book. As long as it's not Rainmaker. Okay, here we go. Let's get started!
Overtime versus... We're seeing the Expo come out from the side of... Okay, that's... Maybe that's over.
Okay, I think so.
And we're
too.
seeing... And we're seeing once again a fairly standard comp, swim freestyle comp for Cake. The junior and free aggros, which you can't go wrong with.
Yeah, that's actually anchorless. So, I don't know, for Clams, not having an anchor, you won't have that defensive power, but you'll definitely have that offensive power.
You'll definitely have that aggro, which is kind of... which I think is more important here on a Ink block.
Yeah, could be.
And
sometimes when you're being locked out, it's hard to push back in without having any range, so it goes both ways. And especially if you can get Hugh on the X-Splash here set up on the stack, you can do a lot of damage because that X-Splasher can reach into the enemy flat.
I personally really like Expo, like just in general, but I also like what I personally like on this map. Like, I should keep playing more on this map whenever I'm not one-tricking the comp.
One thing I've been kind of telling people about, not just X-Splasher, but something about its kit, the point sensor, is that it's actually very good at dealing with ninja squids, which is something that's very popular nowadays. So if you know where the enemy is, it's kind of strong, so X-Splash kind of gives that extra power.
And the Expo almost finding, and we see the roll. We see the roll into a pick on the, I think that was actually, no, who that was. And they find the second one only barely.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Hugh has been defending this plat with like the entire match. And that's what having a backline does for you. It's very strong, but they've been kind of stuck in their side of the map a little bit. If Overtime wants to push back in, they're gonna have to find some answers to what Cake is doing.
A decently long stalemate.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 minutes now, and no team has scored. And really, no team has entered each other's plats, so it's kind of weird. Got a try Zuko line here. Let's see if this pick. Oh, almost.
Oh,
wow. Okay, I thought that was gonna hit, but I guess not.
And the crab, it's back.
And there's another crab.
There's another crab ready, but it's just a splash. I would not use crab right now.
Yeah, not a
And
bad idea. He
jump
jumps out.
Which is actually not as bad as it used to be in clams, because you no longer lose your clams or ball when you jump out.
Yep. Because that splash was able to make a power clam right then and there, so worked out perfectly.
And our shot has found one tip. The splash might be cleaning that up though. Unfortunate. Splash is just gonna sit there. Probably trying to find the pick on the next guy coming. They do find that pick with the help of a teammate.
Yeah,
And
Cake
now-
is playing very patiently on this plat here, or the stack. If they want to push him, they're gonna have to do something aggressive. But without that, preferably.
Yeah, the splash try, which I respect, but unfortunate. And once again, the Expo just applying the pressure and like chip from the backline.
That's 3 down on Cake. This is their opportunity, but Overtime doesn't. Oh, no, never mind. They do have a power climb.
And
And they
here,
scored.
and I heard a crab. Oh, crabs. Well, no, there's a crab.
There is a crab.
And
Really like the crab.
The Expo has pushed up into mid. It could have set up on the stack. The roller has to play its bubble. Wants to go for a pick, but I think it's better if it backs out. Yes, and pick is a
Smart
free
play.
spectator.
Yeah, Overtime is still keeping control of mid here. Oh, never mind. The splash just found his way into the X-Splash, and there's 3 down on the side of Overtime. So this is Cake's opportunity to make a push here. Wipe out!
Our first one of our competition. And the crab is back.
Yeah, but they didn't score that. I think they just took a little bit too long to make a power clam. So if they want, on their next push, if they want to make some points on the board, they have to make a power climb before they push it.
Because to be fair, I mean, they do have a clam at their best. I mean, they could bring us down to at least 60.
All it takes is 1 power climb and 1 small clam to get back lead, and with 40 seconds left on this map, that might be how this game ends. Very curious to see how this.
Potentially, we're getting down to the wire, and it's another crab battle.
Crab. This crab is putting a lot of pressure on Overtime. Overtime has to keep this defensive wall here. Otherwise, it's not going to be very good for them.
Expo almost finding a pick on the splash, but I believe. But the splash is pushed in their base, and that is 2 down on the side of that's 2 down. This might just be their push. 1 clam, they do have it.
That's it. That's it.
I was like, clams, you have them.
Yes.
And that is it. That is Clamblitz in a clamshell.
Yes, Cake takes that match there. Very neutral match. Like, not a lot of scoring on either side. Both teams are kind of struggling to make it onto the enemy side of the map. Very even matchup here.
I would say Hugh was a huge part of Overtime's good defense throughout most of that.
For sure, that's the difference of having a backline versus not.
And next up, we are heading on to Splat Zones, Mako Mart.
Hey, that's everybody's favorite. Like, quite literally, if you do not like splat zones on Mako Mart, what is wrong with you? I think you need to go, like, get yourself checked out. There's something wrong with you.
I personally have PTSD over Mako TC.
Why is that? Bet you there's a good story behind that.
Low Link March 2021.
Hey! I know what happened in Low Ink March 2021! And I'm very biased to that set.
Yeah.
So I'll refrain from getting from making any more comments towards my friend Kaiser here. Otherwise,
It's
we
fine.
might not be friends after this. I'm joking.
Of course, yeah, I don't really care. No, I just find that funny though. It's like anytime I see Mako TC now, I just think, oh no, not again.
I love it when 3 people just disconnect at the start of a
That's the
match.
entire team. So yeah, but anyways, this is not Mako. This is Mako Splat Zones, which it's good. I'm gonna say it's my favorite out of all like the possible combinations like in Splatoon 3. I mean, like in general. But I like it.
Yeah, I feel like it's the final destination of Splatoon. You can't not hate it.
Yeah.
Wait.
This is
Yeah.
This is definitely a map where backline, I say particularly E-Leader, does like this map. Even like mostly its range and just how small this map is. Well, not small, but
Even
hey,
Xbox is pretty good here. Because you can use the point sensors. Yeah, let's see. No! Q's playing Splatter Shot. There is no backlines in this lobby. What?
Two juniors. There's free bubbles in this lobby.
What is going on? What is this?
There's also a plastic.
There's also a blaster. Typically, Splat Zones favors range, and all of a sudden, both teams decided, nah, range is kind of lame. Let's just play short range, which is kind of based, honestly.
There's still no guitar, and usually the splash is just shredding the bubble.
Yeah, Overtime getting a early push here, getting some score or some points on the board here. But Cake is playing a little slow. Soupy here painting for their big bubbler, which I'm not really sure how you're gonna use that.
Currently trying to live, I think is more important. There's a rollers behind it, and yep.
Mm-hmm. Problem with Cake's comp right now is that you're not really gonna push in with two big bubblers. That's kind of awkward.
It doesn't have like the pushing specials. Like it really only has Booyah and like well Booyah isn't really pushing either. It's more Trizuka that's like have to push with. But pushing
His bomb does finally.
And they might flip the zone off this, and they do flip the zone off this. I will say that is kick that is kick strength is their high pain output. And we can hear the ninja switch somewhere. And the roller is back, and it has a bubble. Run.
Yeah, Overtime's comp is a little strange. I typically wouldn't see a roller and a blaster in the comp together.
In black zones, especially.
Splat zones, especially where you need to paint the frickin' square.
Speaking of the roller just trying to pick on one of the juniors, and I believe this leaves Cake right back to where they started almost, or so we're doing.
No, this is, yeah.
Hey,
Here we go. Alright, they found 2 picks on Overtime, so this is Cake's opportunity to push in.
Yes, this Cake, and that is all.
Oh? Almost a wipeout. I was about to pop off and just go wipeout, but it didn't happen. Delayed wipe, however, on the side of Overtime.
And here we see them, and the junior was pushed up. I think it wanted to do something, but chose not to. Not sure what it wanted to do, but you can tell that it was faking.
Yeah.
Might be seeing a pick on the roller, almost getting picked off. Just and crab.
Oh, that's 2 down on Overtime. I was gonna say, I did mention how 2 juniors is really bad on offense to get the zone back, so you don't have anything to push in with. However, when you do get the zone, you can put so much pressure with your bombs, and then putting down big bubblers on defense, and just holding down that zone, which is what they're doing right now. And they're doing a really good job of it. Overtime is struggling to find an answer to this.
And, oh hell, what? Huh? Okay. The spot is just, that is just you, and unfortunately, no wipeout.
No wipeout. Cake
And
takes game 2.
Meaning, we will be heading into potentially our last game on
Potentially.
PC, potentially our last game. But there is still a chance of a reverse sweep.
Of course. Hey, I'm always a big fan of Game 5s. For sure. It's not over till it's over. I love
And
Game
you're
5s. Very fun to see one.
Yes, and with that, we are heading on to TC Hagglefish.
TC Hagglefish. Hagglefish, I think, is probably one of the best maps in the game right now. Second to, like, Mako Mart.
Hagglefish, yeah.
Really?
You're really making an opinion.
Hagglefish is the map where every mode is good. That's my opinion. I don't think any of the modes are bad for Hagglefish. But
I know the clamble spawn for the basket reminds me quite heavily of Old Reef.
Old Reef.
Yeah, where it's like basically in your spawn. Well, not necessarily in your spawn, but it's like in like a drop position.
Yeah, it was around where the last or where the KO spot was for tower control. Am I wrong on that?
Yes, it used to be right there on your plan. So
Yeah.
in a similar spot here, but it's just on the next to the ramp.
You're right. It is very similar to Reef in that there's a lot of flanks on left and right to get onto the basket, so you're right.
It gives me a weird hybrid feeling of like both old old Hammerhead from S1 and Reef. Because it's very straight, but you still have like flanking options.
Yeah, it is a very flat map. I will say that. There's not that much elevation except for like spawn. But like the middle area of the map, it's just a flat.
It's like a tiny little area. By tiny, I mean your zone sets and spot sets.
Yeah. But I think what people like about it the most is that it has a flank on the left and the right. Almost like Starfish main stage from Splatoon 2.
Yes, that is actually probably what I should have compared to. Just Starfish was a more accurate comparison. Because it even has the grates.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has like the grates and has like the a jump over to the enemy side, but not necessarily like a death pit, just a jump.
Yeah, I think the death pit was kind of an awkward map decision for
It was funny though.
Starfish.
Whenever fell in the water. Also, I'm gonna say it. Bring back Starfish. I did like that map.
Starfish. I feel indifferent about it.
But there's already too many Splatoon 2 maps I like. Same like Splatoon 3. Well, not Old Crushing. It's like there's not many I think I like are super good. Splatoon 3. I don't think there's any map that's like super good that you must include.
I agree.
They're
I
all
think the
just,
only
like,
one would be Flounders Heights, which they are bringing back, so that's pretty nice.
it is very short now though, and like there's not as many flanking options, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Flounder
Very sad.
Heights, more like Flounder Heights, more like Flounder Shorts.
Well, going to our game 3. Tower Control Hagglefish Market.
Indeed.
We saw a lot of switches last match. Oh, and
the
here's some
52
other
here.
switches.
And
Chargers.
Who's here?
52s, a lot of switches on both sides. These teams seem to know exactly what weapons they like to play on what maps, which I think is very nice. They've been practicing these. 52, already getting a pick right off the bat, and dying to bomb.
And trading through the suction bomb from the same guy they just killed.
Yeah, I think the lobbing bombs over those little blocks there on side of the mid, it's actually kind of strong because enemies don't really see it coming. So it's
Bubble was popped, and this would be Cake for their first push, but Killer Well just comes out and kind of stalls out their push.
Yep.
The Junior is attempting to make something happen by... It tries to push in, but I just don't think he can do that, especially against this comp.
Nope, he's being very ratty, which I respect. Oh, he died to the machine as the big bubble was going up. That's really unfortunate.
It is
They're
painful, and
still pushing.
the Vac almost saves a shot, but the tower is like, no. And here we can
This
see...
is
And the
Cake's
shot
opportunity to push up. One down on overtime.
That's found 2. Someone tried to end. Hello, Charger.
Hello, Treasure. Getting... Was that 2 picks?
It might be, but I don't think it was originally. No, only one. Unfortunate.
But that's perfectly fine. This is
And
overtime's
the jump
opportunity
right
to
below
push
the
up.
tower. Wait, what the hell? Where the...
Huh?
The jump was...
Nintendo!
I don't get this game.
I don't understand what's going on sometimes. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I think we see another Vac has been popped. Yes, another Vac is here, meaning... Oh, we're just gonna see Cake playing patiently.
Yeah, this is just like the past 2 maps where it's very 50-50, very even. However, that's 3 down on the side of Cake. This is overtime's opportunity to push up and
Need
get some
push
points on the board.
But, the machine is waiting, trying to find a pick. Gets an assist on 1.
He does have that Blia ready, so he could always stack the tower in case he needs it. Yep, there it is.
Or
Choosing
use
to
it
throw it onto the enemy backline instead of the tower, which is completely understandable since there was no one on the top.
Yeah. Finds one. I think he might hit someone else down there, but I can't really tell. Big Brother has to deploy.
Oh, wait, he gets the charger. That's a really big pick.
But also a very good click from the Charger onto that.
Yep. Sometimes, as a frontline, just trading with the charger is one of the best things you can do because it just gets rid of all of their range. However, we do see overtime here pushing up and trying to get some work done. They're getting through that checkpoint halfway through. This is their big chance to make a huge push. Checkpoint is cleared.
Right. Trizuka does find another shot. Can't find another one. So close yet so far.
Yeah. Oh, we see the 50 seed going down. However, the vacuum is active.
Okay, this is the only bad spot in my opinion on the stage is pushing past that area.
Yeah,
It is-
I think that high ground is very cramped.
Yeah, because like the tower goes basically right into the wall.
Yeah.
Meaning it's very easy to jump up there, very easy to push up that way, and very easy to defend. Because you just step there.
Don't even need a zip cast when you get to the enemy side.
Yeah, and so it's awkward. That's the only issue I have a minor problem with, but even then, it's like... Just jump ahead.
We see overtime here. They've been able to extend this push for a very long time, finally getting some more points. Cake has not been able to find an answer to this push here. Big Bubbler goes down, but they need something.
Is now gonna try to touch the bubble. Is gonna actually touch tower again, stall it. Walk into the bomb. And I think the machine is to the no, it's above them. Trying to find a pick on tower, but is pushed back by Trizuka, and they have broken through checkpoint 2, and they are in the home stretch almost.
Yeah, Cake is really struggling here. They haven't even been painting for their specials or being able to get any picks on the side of Overtime. And Overtime just decided,
Well-
hey, you know what? I'm gonna just back up, throw bombs, be patient, because I don't want to risk wiping here. Getting a wipeout
Yeah.
would be very bad and
The
give
juniors-
Cake an opportunity to push up.
The Juniors bomb did do a nice job of trading out that deck from the shop with that deck from the charger with their shot, and finds another bomb kill.
Oh my goodness, these bomb kills are getting a little crazy. That's 3 down on Cake. Again, Cake is trying to push up, but they just can't get back mid. This is 20 seconds, this is their last chance.
I would say another thing on helping is Overtime being really good, just keeping up the aggression regardless,
Yep.
and just knowing like when to back off. And okay, goodbye.
Decided, you know what, I'm just gonna stick here near the tower and just finish the match
And
right then and there. That
That's
easy.
unfortunate.
So right now it is 2-1 for Cake. Cake is still in the lead. Overtime has to win 2 more matches. However, with what we just saw, they were very oppressive against Cake. If they could keep that up, they could very easily reverse sweep this.
We could definitely take a reverse sweep.
Yeah, and I just really hope commentator's curse doesn't hit me on this one. I'm going to be very sad if we don't see a game 5. I'm going to be completely honest here.
Well, with that, we are going back to Sturgeon Shipyard, this time with Rain Makyo.
Ooh. This is a very polarizing map, I think. Not
All
a
I
lot
know
of
is there's a
people really
glitch where
like
you can
this.
keep the Rainmaker out of bounds.
Oh, I think they fixed
So-
that, didn't they?
I have no clue what they fixed and what they haven't fixed yet.
I'm pretty sure we had a patch a few weeks ago, like a week into launch. I'm pretty sure they fixed
Yeah,
it. I think. I could be wrong.
who
Don't quote me on
knows?
that. Yeah. I will say though, in defense for Sturgeon Shipyard Rainmaker, is I like how open the map is. Which is something that I feel like a lot of the newer maps for Splatoon 3 don't really have that. There's only really one path to take. But on Sturgeon, you can get anywhere on the map from anywhere. And I think it's
I will.
very nice.
Okay. Assuming I mean, sorry about that. Yeah, I would say my only real issue with this map now is just top left checkpoint.
Yeah, it is kind of awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, it now makes that push really awkward.
Well, I mean, where else are you gonna put it?
Hey, good question. I don't know. Like, there's nowhere else you can put it, but it's still like kind of like,
Yeah.
Unless,
For
well,
sure.
unless you want to have it move like with the bridge, which sounds interesting, but I know it's horrible.
Yeah, that'd be it's too confusing.
Like,
All right,
every-
we
you have like one way to push.
we see the Chargers staying here. I mean, wait, have these comps changed at all? I think these are the same comps.
I do not believe. I know overtime or yeah, overtime's comp has not changed. I do not think Kicks have either. And
Yeah,
Pop
yeah.
was right to overtime.
That's overtime in the orange and Cake in the purple.
In the purple. Yes.
I will say, the fact that overtime found a comp that works and stuck with it might be the game changer here for this set. It might be what they need. Oh, I love this big bubbler here, where he just puts the big bubbler in front of him, just so he can push him safely.
I love that too. Unfortunately, though, everyone just ganked him afterwards.
Yeah, he had no help from his teammates there, unfortunately. However, it's still pretty even. Cake is trying to get some mid control here, but on the opposite side of the map, Overtime is putting in a fight here. Oh, it goes down. Never mind. 2 down on the side of Overtime.
Yeah, I mean, this is... Which would actually make Rainmaker Splatoon 3 a lot more interesting than Splatoon 2 is with the checkpoints. Because now pushes are actually very much slower, and there's... You know that guy used 71.
I mean, you say that, and neither team has hit the checkpoint yet until now.
Which is kind of what I'm talking about, like with Rain.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and it's an unfortunate fact.
Yeah, I think he used it thinking that his teammates weren't going to get any kills. However,
Yeah.
his teammates did kind of get a lot of kills, which is very nice.
You hate to see it, but Starts to get another one pretty quickly, considering he's already just under half.
We see Overtime here getting back control of mid. If they want to make a push here, they need to not have their 52 die, which happened. So I don't think they're going to make any pushes anytime soon, but if they play a little patiently, wait for the 52 to come back, and
They
use
do
the
have
specials.
plenty of time to make those pushes.
For sure.
And I think Killer Well has found, and the Gal has found, I think, 2, might be able to find a third. And, okay, goodbye, Wall.
Gets an assist. Ow, the vacuum. Oh, the Charger almost hit that shot. That would have been so sick.
And the Rainmaker, and then the frontline Charger. Frontline
Just
Charger.
one with the bomb.
Yeah, I respect it. Frontline Charger.
So that's a delayed wipe on Cake. If Overtime wants to make a push here, they're going to have to start pushing up
I think they're
really
going,
fast.
I believe they're going to try and push up now, considering they already have their Gal in the top left.
And we see that big bubbler coming out again.
And I want to. I think Rainmaker if I can get up because it. Oh, no, it could get up. Ooh, I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
Nope. I think
And
Overtime is trying to force this top left push here a little bit too much. I think they would have a lot more success if they just played
went to the right.
the entire map more, yeah. Or maybe even, you can go top left, just send someone down their court, put some distractions in other areas of the map.
They are two, but Cake was 2 down temporarily.
And they haven't been able to get Hugh on the 52 here out of this position, and he keeps getting kills. And he's about to find another one. Trade.
Is a good chance for them to push if some. And that is 3 down. That is the perfect time to push. And with vacuum, they can check in no time. And big bubble. And big bubble has been deployed. The Gal, the machine does go down. That is 2 down on the side of Overtime, I believe.
Yeah, oh nice! They suicided that just for the lead.
Ooh, that is. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that personally, because there is still plenty. Damn. That guy just got wrecked. Yeah, I don't know.
Overtime has been able to.
Though, because there's still a minute left in the game, meaning we can still flip very easily.
My philosophy for a situation like that is better safe than sorry. Let's get that lead now because we don't know what's going to happen for this last minute here that's about to happen.
True.
They might not get an opportunity to get lead again. Overtime is just holding mid here, keeping control and making sure Cake can't push up.
Which
40
I don't
seconds
think
left.
which I don't think is a bad idea from them trying to play mid, but I would definitely say they do want to try and push. Not hard push their court, not commit everything to it, but try and like bomb and stuff.
Yeah. They're just holding this Rainmaker and holding it
20
out.
seconds left. They are back on spinner, which is not bad, but the Booyah Bomb might have something to say about that. The Booyah Bomb does have something to say about that. That is 3 down. Can they do
And they
it?
put the Rainmaker in a very nice spot for Cake here.
If Cake is careful about this, they can get the lead. They're getting the lead. Ooh, that is 3
This
down.
is an overtime situation. Oh, but the machine just cleans up!
Wipe out!
Oh.
Killing me, boys. For the record, I'm
Take it
coming
easy,
off being
guys.
sick.
Okay, but we do have an overtime situation here for overtime. Let's get some hype in the chat, guys.
With a minute left. They do have plenty of time. They do have plenty of time to get this push.
Trizuka comes out on the side of Cake. Let's make sure that doesn't kill the Rainmaker here, because that would be really unfortunate. 52 goes down on the side of Cake. This is overtime's opportunity to go in and get the lead back and
But we are seeing
a game
but
5.
the machine. We could be having GG Booyah Bomb and G.
Oh!
Split off.
It was 1 point off. Cake wins that by 1 point on an overtime push against a team called Overtime. Wow.
That was incredibly close. And that's what
I'm
I'm
gonna be
loving
honest,
about-
I was very tense.
Indeed, that overtime was intense and very close. This is what I love about the new Rainmaker, is that just because you wipe, it doesn't mean it's over.
Yep. Unfortunately, we see Cake beating Overtime and no game 5, which that's what I was hoping for. However, Cake
Unfortunate.
is one of our grand finals contestant. I haven't checked the bracket. I don't know who the other team is. But it seems it's actually Pixelated, the team that we saw during quarterfinals.
So then, we shall be back shortly with Cake versus Pixelated.
Hello, everybody. Let's get some hype for the grand finals of FTIU Week 21.
Woo.
Woo!
God.
So, as we mentioned before, our grand finals is going to be between Cake, long time running FTIU champion, versus Pixelated, which we got to see earlier against their match versus IRS. And it's kind of weird because I've never been in a situation where I have to compare two different teams that we saw previously.
Yeah.
But from what I saw, Cake is much more passive compared to Pixelated. I think Pixelated was a little bit more aggressive if we were to compare the two. So it's very interesting to see which matchup or which playstyle is going to succeed here. And game one is going to be on Spot Zone's Mincemeat, and we're about to get started, so let's go.
Oh, yay, Mincemeat.
Mincemeat, every missile spammer's favorite map.
And Hydra.
I guess. I think.
No, the
it's-
Hydra in the lobby. Huh.
Oh yeah.
This
Hydra,
is like,
oh.
man.
Hydra against Double Junior Shot Machine. I think the Hydra's gonna have a fun time in this match.
Yeah,
I mean, I could
would
be
agree
wrong.
that Hydra is gonna have field day. Because
Yeah,
none of
we'll
their, the only thing close to hitting them is gonna be the Trizuka, which I think has leader range.
Yeah, the Trizuka, but also keep in mind that that's two juniors. So that's two sets of bombs that can be hitting that Hydra. Big Bubbler comes out and he's under the grate, so it's just a small bubbler.
Big, what was I gonna say? Screw you. Unbigs your bubbler.
So that's Pixelated in the teal and Cake in the orange. We already see here Pixelated getting an early lead and 2 down on Cake, so this is going to be a pretty nice push here on Pixelated side.
Indeed.
This Hydra pushes up a little bit and puts some pressure on that plat. They could have a really strong hold over this
And here,
game here.
Zipcaster is out of there.
3 specials online on the side of Cake, so this is their opportunity. Oh, but the Booyah kills the junior, or at least one of
And
them.
if we're about to get another trade out on the machine.
Okay, lots of Booyahs getting kills on this side here.
So that was, I would say that's not a very, that's a pretty good trade out.
Yep, for sure. However, 3 down on Cake, almost a wipeout. Not looking very good here. They have 30 seconds left on that timer if they want to make a push. Or if they want to at least put a foothold in this match. So that's a Trizuka coming out in Cake. That's going to be their last ditch effort here if they want to make a push. Oh, 1 down on CDS. This is their opportunity. Paint the zone, paint the zone, paint the square. There it is. The zone flipped on the side of Cake.
Indeed.
However, this brush isn't out of it yet. It's another pick, and gonna go for another one. Oh, nice. I love seeing these Zipcasters just run around and be brushes.
Indeed, and they, whoa, what the, okay, that was interesting.
See, neutral zone here. Cake is trying to gain it back so he can actually score some points. 2.5 minutes.
2 Booyah bombs.
How many Booyah bombs are in this lobby? I see 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
3.
right.
Don't forget the Hydra has Booyah bomb, not just the machine guns.
And Autobomb.
Yeah, I love those little chicken boys. Okay, so Soupy here is in a very aggressive position to do a lot of damage. Kills the brush. Very nice.
That is 2 down on the side of Pixelated.
Yep. This is Cake's chance to take back the match, but here's the thing. The timer, or the score right now, is at 3. That's the lead. So if Cake ends up regaining the lead, that's pretty much a KO. So Cake has a very uphill battle here.
That was a very nice trade between the brush and the shot, but as 2 down on the side of Pixelated. And we're closing in on that KO. 16 ticks left.
Pixelated's gonna have to find answers. Zipcaster coming out.
I don't think
Not sure if it's gonna do
though.
much.
I think it's
Goes down.
And that is
That's game. Cake
Very
takes
nice
it.
comeback from the side of Cake.
I thought Pixelated was doing so much in the beginning there. They were putting
Yeah,
out a lot
they
of
were
pressure.
They're doing so well at the beginning, but towards the end, they're just gonna crumble.
Yeah. We saw this again, just like in the last set, where when Cake gets control of the zone, that double junior is able to play so defensively, and they're not able, or the enemy isn't able to get control of the zone. The juniors are throwing bombs and putting down big bubblers and painting so gosh darn much. It makes it very hard for Pixelated to push in. I think that's why we can award that win to Cake. Pixelated's gonna have to find some answers here, and they can't let that happen again.
Correct.
However, flip side of the coin, Pixelated does have a much more, I would say, a well-rounded comp. It can deal with a lot more situations, whereas Cake's comp can't really deal with offense very well. But Cake has only been pulling out the double junior on zones, so I don't expect to see that. The next map is going to be Tower Control on Eel Tail, so what do you think they're going to pull out here, Eevee? Or why I called you Eevee? Kaiser?
Hello. Hey guys, it's me, Eevee.
Dude, I'm thinking of the whole Offset Paradise Twisted Time, like, friend group. I don't know why, my brain is fried. It's 10 p.m. Please forgive me.
Oh, aka Morink.
Yeah, aka more ink.
I mean, Iltel is... I like Iltel TC. I don't like I don't like the part about the tower being propped up.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
Reminds me of... what was it? Piranha Pit.
On a
Hey,
pit.
Theo. Take us over real quick. I gotta make sure my dog doesn't eat my rug.
Yes, you go do that. On a pit. Yeah, Piranha Pit did have that elevated part in mid. I think the main issue I personally have with Eeltail is how, as a backline, everything is so cramped, because you have like the bridge in mid, which is nice. I think that's a pretty decent backline spot. But then once the tower like starts extending onto the either side of the map, and you can't really just use that bridge, those areas around like the top right of your spawn and the top left are very cramped and it's kind of awkward. So seeing Anchorless,
I agree.
seeing Anchorless come out here from either side wouldn't be too much of a surprise for me, if I'm being honest, because we did see that from I think Cake.
Also, for anyone curious, my rug is safe for now.
I'm glad your rug is safe. Here we go, game 2 getting started here. We have Pixelated in the pink and Cake in the green. And yeah, I was right. No backline from Cake, but we do see a heavy coming out of Pixelated.
They're basically playing the comps they usually run for the most part. Just, I believe the other juniors have switched to Gal. Not nice. 52. That's the weapon.
Yes. We see Ruby coming out. So that's...
And here we see people bringing a wall to a gunfight.
I love seeing when people put walls in front of each other.
Or, no, correction, bringing a gun to a wall fight.
Or a wall to a wall fight. How about that?
That also works. And here we see the heavy doing something on the tower. We have already gotten off the block through that first checkpoint, which I don't understand in the slightest. And okay, Trizuka just deleting the heavy. And Snipcaster going off to their planet.
Yeah, I don't really see a lot of members from Cake pushing up. Oh, okay, finally we see the machine coming up, but it's a little bit too late. The spider shot from Cake did go in a little bit alone there. So I would say if they want to play a stronger defense here, they're going to have to go in at the same time. C52, then again, getting picked out alone. Big issue Cake is having right now is playing too staggered, too far apart from each other.
And the junior is going to try and fight the brush. Gets a bit of help from his teammate. Well, okay. Wave Breaker is here. And the machine is going to pop Booyah. What is it? Pixelator really wants to get past this checkpoint.
There he goes. That heavy died at least like 3 or 4 times on that tower trying to get this push, but they did get the checkpoint, so
they did finally get it.
It's very nice.
So, I guess it was worth it.
Yeah. And this lead here, they're on the last checkpoint, 27 points and counting. Looking very scary on the side of Cake.
The brush does finally pick up. The brush and the machine do trade out. And the heavy.
Yeah, he keeps dying on tower, which I think it's okay because he's getting points. They wouldn't have gone so far if the heavy wasn't
They
just
are at 15 currently.
For sure. You see
Also,
Pixelated
point
dude
out
backing
one
up
thing
to
about
mid.
Pixelated's comps at the same time.
Mhm.
They seem to run a lot of double booyah.
Yeah.
But I cannot recall a game where they have not ran double booyah. And the machine does find a pick on the other machine.
Nice. Fizzy bomb fight. Let's go. 2 down on Pixelated. This is Cake's opportunity to get some points on the map. They haven't gone on tower the whole game. There they are. 97. Let's go. We see both front lines on the side of Cake just running in and dying, which is a little unfortunate. They needed to stay alive to protect the Rainmaker, or the tower there. I'm just misnaming everything tonight.
Nah, same thing.
Potato, potato.
That
Make sure to paint the clams and ride the Rainmakers.
correct. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, the shot, and the gloogs did trade that out. So it's been for the most part after that first, which was decently stalematy.
Yeah,
Like,
no
it
team has really
can't-
pushed up too
Just
far.
can't seem to get in.
Do you see 2 specials here on Cake? This could be their chance to push in, but the 52 goes down.
52 goes down early. Not what you
However,
want to see.
it was a trade with a
Trade
Google, so
out.
this is still pretty good.
And Bubble
Big Bubble.
as they're gonna break that first check, which I still find incredibly weird.
Yep, and
Oh,
you see
crush
this
there.
brush here with the zip caster? Kind of, he was in a very interesting position. I wonder if it's gonna get camped out, and it looks like it could be. Never mind.
Why
It's traded.
trade with the drop roller?
Yeah, drop roller can come in clutch. However, Cake wasn't able to push up that much, but they did get first checkpoint, which, I mean, on this map, the first checkpoint is very small, but it's still an accomplishment. Yeah. I think the reason why it's there is kind of the same reason why there's checkpoints in Rainmaker, just to kind of stall it out. Because if the tower just kept moving, it would be on, like, the opposite side of the map really fast. So that's first checkpoint there, so just to slow down that first push.
And then you come to Mahi, which is like 14 seconds, gets like 40 points.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. Cake is finally making a push past that first checkpoint.
With 3 on tower, the brush and shot you traded out. I did hear Booyah pop in. They do find the machine, but Booyah's gonna take out 2 of them, maybe just the other machine.
That Booyah from the side of Pixelated was very well placed, and they got another one, and they're camping out jumps. I think Cake is getting a little desperate to be able to make a push happen here.
Yes. And the squid roll is gonna land the machine that kill.
Nice. Amiya here on the machine, playing like this is the lobby. Just doing a bunch of squid rolls. And game 2 goes to Pixelated. So we're at 1-1 right now.
We're at 1-1.
Very even. Just a reminder to everybody watching at home, this is best of 7 for the grand finals, so a team needs to win
Which means
4 maps.
4 games. Yes. Meaning both teams only need to win 3 more games to call this, to take it their own.
Yep. So, we saw Cake making this the change from playing 2 juniors to 1 junior, which,
Next up is no juniors.
yeah, next up is no juniors. However, I do want to mention they're getting rid of juniors, and they lost. So maybe juniors is the answer for them. I'm not sure.
Potentially. But I think it also just depends on the mode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't
Or it
think
could
running
have been-
Bubble on TC would be a smart idea.
Yeah. I'm not sure. However, next
To the
map.
lab.
To the lab, exactly. Next up is Rainmaker on Undertow Spillway. Which... What are your thoughts on that map?
What is it again? Rainmaker on Undertow?
Yeah.
It's Undertow. Need I say more? That
Yes. Because I'm actually an advocate for Undertow. I like the map. I think it's a good map.
Go. Just leave. The door's right there.
Okay, here's my argument for Undertow. It's, once you get past mid, the enemy side of the map and your side of the map is very fun to play around. Mid, yeah, I can see why people don't like it, but I like it.
Correct. I'll agree there. But it's getting past mid. That's the problem.
Yeah. Just use your specials, you'll be fine.
Especially, my special doesn't function.
Imagine playing the stamp. Alright. Alright, let's see. Who are the teams here? This is Pixelated on the side of orange and Cake on the side of blue or purple, whatever you want to call that color.
Yeah. Cake is still running their same comp. And yeah, both are just running their usual comps.
Yep.
And now we get to sit here and wait till someone dies.
Yeah, because playing mid is a little slow. But it's really about who gets their specials, because specials is kind of opens up mid here.
Oh, we're gonna have the first try Zuki. The brush has found one. Or no, the one has found one. That's 2 down. Meaning this is now, if that's 3 down on the side of Pixel, I mean this is Cake's turn to push.
Yep, they already clear out the checkpoint. Oh, Heavy gets a pick, which is going to be really important here at slowing down the hits.
That might sound a bit stupid. I would have personally gone left. Because I mean,
I agree.
You could
I agree.
Get more points, but you're right in their base. So, yeah.
Because the issue is you're gonna see right here. They're not gonna go that far. Yep.
Yeah, you have the uninkable, which is now like, I mean, sure, there's one on the right too, but it's like, it's shorter.
Yeah. This checkpoint here, right in front of mid, is much faster to get to. However, after you get to the first checkpoint, it's really hard to make any more advances into the enemy side unless you get away, which sometimes against a good team is kind of hard to do.
I think I would say a smart idea would be, if you want to break check quick, go right and then probably rotate left. Or, alternatively, just go left.
Yeah, just go left.
Because it's like, you could, that's possible to do, but it's like, you're so out of the way at that point, going right, it's like, there's no point.
One thing I want to point out here that's a little interesting on the side of Pixelate is that they have 2 wave breakers. I'm not sure how good that is for Rainmaker.
I mean, it can pop, I guess. No, it can't pop. Can it pop?
I don't know. To the lab.
Yeah, it's back to the, and there's the squid roll.
Let's go. Oh, and the dunk with the wipeout. What was that?
The ultimate ending.
Took that and just ran with it. Pixelated did not have any answers to that. I think part of the issue was with their comp. They had 2 wave breakers, not very good at defending because Cake can just jump over those wave breakers like they were, and it's a little weird.
Yeah, and especially and at the end when the brush was using the that is the perfect use of the squid roll, which is kind of another thing I should have mentioned about going right or left in that case, but you can just squid roll and cover like a good distance of the uninkable.
And one thing I don't really see a lot of people do is that if you're ever stalled out on that uninkable and you can't push, you can always take it on the grates that are right next to the uninkable. And you can just kind of take it around it. It's a little risky, but if you are struggling to make an advance, sometimes that can be a good way to push in. Maybe not with the Rainmaker, maybe just send a front line there and kind of flank, something like that. You can get creative with that position. So right now is 2-1 for Cake in the lead. The next map is going to be on Clamblitz Scorch Gorge. I think it's a pretty alright map. What are your thoughts on Clamblitz Scorch Gorge?
Scorch Gorge, the grates go from spawn to spawn, right? Like going from to the right side of the pillar thingy?
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah. I have nothing negative to say about it, but I don't have anything good to say about it either.
Yeah, like I don't really have any real opinions on this combination. Now, if it was Rainmaker, I have a bit more to say. With utilizing like Tentacooler and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
There's really not too much I can say about it.
Yeah. I think this is very good for a backline to play defense here on the side of Pixelated, because Cake hasn't pulled out a backline the entire set. So this might be Pixelated, I cannot speak. Pixelated might have an advantage here by having a backline over Cake. However, Cake does have a lot more pushing power. They can put that big bubble with the junior under the basket. It's gonna be really good. Alright, here we see both teams getting into mid. It seems like Cake is a lot more aggressive, but Pixelated is playing a little bit more patient, a little bit more together, just gathering their specials, actually gathering a lot of clams too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the machine does go down inside of Pixelated. Which, by the way, Pixelated in the orange and Cake in the purple. 2 down, Pixelated, but this brushes might get a lot of value from the shark here.
Ah, yes.
Does he know? Does the 52 know?
Does he know? Ah, he wasn't ready for what he was cooking.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was pretty smart on the brush to back up. He
Yeah,
was in a
I
very
would-
awkward situation. The machine was creeping in a little bit.
I would have done the same thing.
52 down on Cake. This is Pixelated's opportunity to reclaim mid. Playing very safe, just throwing bombs. I'm not really sure why they're not trying to, I don't know, use a Zipcaster to go forward or throw a Booyah Bomb onto Cake. But no one's scoring it, so this might be the smart play after all. Booyah Bomb coming out for Cake. They are trying to make their advance here. Oh, but the Fizzy catches one! This is what Pixelated gets for playing patient and passive. You can get picks like that. However, they need to capitalize on that pick. Let's go for it, Cake. Or Pixelated.
And that is another pick on the side. And that's another pick on Pixelated, and the Fizzy Bomb almost finishing off the shot.
I feel like there's always one down on both sides, but nobody is pushing. It's just Cake holding mid for the first 2 minutes of this match.
And the brush got a flank off.
Okay, that's brush moment, I guess. Let's go.
Yeah, that's all. It's brush moment, but it's also the problem of not really paying attention to that right side.
Mm-hmm. Cake was just looking at the other basket. They weren't looking at their own.
And the machine, like I said, it has to drop the ball, which I don't think was a very good idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this machine is running Ninja Squid. Maybe that's what he was thinking of doing.
It's Ninja Squid because of the sharp.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's another Fizzy Bomb. And a
That's-
Booyah Bomb.
2 specials being thrown here in Cake. This might be their opportunity. 1 down on
That is a pick.
Pixelated. I think this is it. I think this is
Brush
how they
finds one.
do it.
Brush
Never
finds
mind. This brush is always so clutch.
Brush is back.
This brush is just keeping Pixelated in the game here. They keep getting these picks that are just very important for their team, playing defense when they need to, and flanking when they have the opportunity to, which is why they have a score of 77 right now. It would be really funny if Pixelated wins off of that singular push, because this match has been very stalemate. Yeah.
Also,
No team has really made a big
to
advance.
note, I thought the brush threw a sprinkler for a second because of the heavy.
A lot of specials on one for both teams. 52 goes down on side of Cake. Oh, it's 2 down. This is
Yeah,
Pixelated's
2 down
opportunity
side of
to change. Especially with these 3 specials on the side of Pixelated, they could do a lot of damage right now, but this brush is just being very patient.
Which Trizuka almost finding the brush.
Mm-hmm. Junkie, I just want you to know that your brush is really good. I think you should use a few more zip casters, but yeah. Because Pixelated has been sitting on these 4 specials for a little bit too long. They could have been using them much sooner.
Well, they found a pick, but I think the well is gonna come get to one of them. And there goes 2 of them. And that goes 3 of them. This is a Cake's turn to push. We're going to the last 20 seconds. There's not a whole lot to say.
Yeah, my bad.
No, there's just not much to say.
Really? Yeah. If Cake wants to win this match, they have to make a push right now.
Not necessarily right now, because they still have another 30 seconds afterwards.
Yeah, with overtime, but...
Together
You know what I
well.
mean. Oh? They find the power clan, they just need
The
2
ball
clams
gets
in.
in.
Oh,
Wait,
there's a
Jimmy's
flank!
going around from the side.
Oh, they catch it, but
One
then there's
in,
another one!
One clam.
No, they did it!
They take a lead. Oh my god.
Cake wins it.
Take it at 3 out of the 4 needed games.
Yep.
That match
This
was
is
very
match
slow.
point for grand finals. Cake versus Pixelated. Cake wins the next one, or any other match. All they need is
Correct.
Okay. All right.
We're moving on to Game 5. 5 on One. Platinum. Why?
I mean, what do you have against Inkblot spot zones?
I don't like Inkblot in general.
Oh. Why?
Like,
What's wrong with
my
it?
usual reasons. Having basically like one way to push in, having to fight from low ground from any other direction. The
Yeah.
usual.
I mean, when you're on low ground, you're actually at a disadvantage. So when you have control of zone and you're sitting on that low ground, the enemy technically has an advantage on you. However, I will say, on this map it can be very oppressive because the low ground, the high ground, like the plat and the enemy sides, isn't a very big height difference, so you can still just like shoot up and throw bombs in that area, and it's very cramped, that plat area.
Yeah.
So if Cake pulls out the double junior like we've been seeing them do on zones, they're gonna do very well with that. Pixelated has to find some answers if they want to reverse this. Yeah, like we saw in the last Splat Zones match, they were really good in the opening, but as soon as Cake regained the zone, Pixelated was kind of just stuck in their spawn. They weren't able to push up. So they have to find answers to those problems, and they're pulling out the similar concepts you've been seeing. Double Wavebreaker with the Dually Sculptures and the Heavy, so that's
And the
Pixelated
double is
in the
back.
yellow. Yep, and Cake in the purple. Here we go, Cake is trying to use their junior bomb spam to keep Pixelated back.
Respectable, respectable.
Which they cap for like a brief moment. Oh, they get it again.
And
Did
then
he go 3 down? Did he get a wipe out?
Right.
No, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. The junior's gonna jump out. Yoshi's gonna get rid of the bubble. And it is now time for Pixelated to push up.
Yeah. Pixelated is playing a completely different game from what we saw last match. Pixelated decided on Scorch Zones, or Scorch Gorge Clams, to play very passive, very much on their side of the map. But now that they get control of the zone, they're just going forward. And Cake is 2 down. Very oppressive gameplay coming from the side of Pixelated.
I feel like it's just that a double junior from the side of Cake.
Yeah. Double
Yeah,
Junior, like we said, kind of not very good at pushing back in. So they're gonna struggle a little bit here to find some ways to push into the zone. Wavebreaker's coming in.
There's really no real spot on this map where you can get away with your double break, your double bubble.
Nope, just 5 seconds left. Pixelated is... Yep, Pixelated wins it. One more match on the board for Pixelated. Currently the score is 3-2. Pixelated has to win 3 whole matches to take the... Sorry, 2 more matches to take the set. Cake only has to win 1. Okay. This is very back and forth so far. Between Cake and Pixelated. I can't seem to really analyze what's gonna happen or predict anything because some matches we see Cake just go in and just be so aggressive and put so much pressure on the enemy. Some matches we see Pixelated do the same thing like we just saw. And it really, I think what's going on here is both teams are strong on certain maps and modes compared to the others.
Alright, I am back.
Welcome back. So, Cake, they're very good when they have control of the zone, but they're not very good at pushing in when they don't have zone. Pixelated, very good at holding the zone and very oppressive when they have the zone as well and taking back the zone. Or on other modes, Pixelated chooses to play a little bit more passive, like we saw in Clan Blitz, whereas Cake was, I wouldn't say they were hyper aggressive, but they were much more aggressive compared to Pixelated on Clan Blitz. And so the way we're playing each map mode is very different, and it's very interesting, and let's see what they do here. Next map is going to be on Tower Control Makomort. Hey, Tower Control Makomort! Kaiser's favorite map!
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's just hope
Oh,
we don't have any
no.
DCs. Otherwise we're going to have ourselves an FTIU incident.
Yeah, what is it?
So we see Pixelated on the yellow and Cake on the purple. Pixelated switching back to their double Booyah comp. I think they really do like this. They used it on Eeltail tower control and they were able to put so much pressure on it. 2 down on the side of Cake. Pixelated is putting up a show here and how to be aggressive and how to win a neutral.
Indeed, we could be seeing a reverse sweep depending on how Pixelated plays this one.
For sure. That's a Booyah to protect the tower. I'm sure why they threw it on the tower. I'm not sure if there's someone behind or whatnot, but they are pushing this first checkpoint here.
Okay. And with that, Pixelated push has been stopped. Stop giving Cake third chance to push back in the mid. Get controlling the push up.
They have that big bubble ready, so if they wanted to clear the first checkpoint, they could just get on tower and put up that big bubble.
Hello, Fizzy.
However, Pixelated does
Hello,
have a
Fizzy.
Booyah bomb ready. Yes.
Hello, Fizzy.
Oh my goodness. Fizzies.
Hello, Fizzy.
Oh, that Fizzy almost got him with the wave breaker.
Yes,
chip
and
damage combos.
well, Wavebreaker has been popped. The machine just walked away from it because thank you, Wavebreaker.
Both machines have Booyah on
Not
their ready.
Wavebreaker. Oh well.
Yeah, really well. Still a very even match here. Junior goes down. If Pixelated got on tower, I'm pretty sure they could do a lot here, especially with the Booyah bomb that they have ready. They have 2 Booyah bombs on the ready. Actually, that's
They have
all 4
all-
specials.
All specials ready. Bluebers are gonna push up. Gonna try to find a weapon. That machine might be getting picked. Yes.
Oh, the wall, his biggest enemy.
Yes, indeed. When playing while your greatest enemy is Hello Fizzy, is your own sub. We could be
That's-
seeing lead here from. Well, never mind.
Never mind, that Booyah bomb said, nope, not in my house. Not happening. Pixelated is riding this tower here. Neither team has cleared a checkpoint, but I think Pixelated, they're putting on a lot of pressure here, and I don't see any Cake members nearby to stop this push. Yep, they break checkpoint, and they're gonna keep going.
Through check and on to potentially next check, finding a pick on Cake Shot. The Killer does find the Tower Raider, but they are gonna keep going. They're breaking that check as well.
Yeah, I'm getting some deja vu to last match where Pixelated just starts steamrolling, they start going forward, and Cake just is not able to play defense very well. Pixelated keeps getting these picks left and right, but they're not on the tower, so what's going on?
And the glue is just doing it, is just holding their stack, and Trizuka goes through the wall and kills the Glugas.
Actually, I think the Trizuka arced that over the wall.
Maybe I can make that.
Yeah,
But
it's kinda-
unfortunately, that is 2 down side of Cake still.
and Cake is still not able to get mid.
But they can't
Machine
find the
isn't-
Glugas.
Nice.
Hello, Fizzy. Hello, Fizzy.
Hello, Fizzy.
And and Wavebreaker has been deployed. Boys, this is further gonna keep Cake kind of out of mid. I'm going to the last minute.
What Cake really needs is to put some paint in mid. They're throwing a lot of fizzies, but that's not really painting mid, so it makes it hard for the front line and Cake side to advance. Yep. Which, like, they're getting these picks, but they're not really pushing up and taking advantage of it. We have to see the Junior painting these side areas of the map, but they really need mid painted.
Yeah.
So one thing that will separate a good Junior from a bad Junior is just where they're painting. So if Agent 3 here just starts painting mid and areas around the tower a little bit more, it's going to make it much easier for Cake to make an advance.
Well, that's just and that is a delayed wipe. Well, not delayed wipe. Yeah, a delayed wipe.
Yeah, it's delayed wipe.
Junior is staggered. We haven't found anyone, but the Fizzy Bomb almost finds the Glugas. And the Glugas
15 seconds left. If Cake wants to win this, they're gonna have to make a push. Like,
yeah,
right
on the
about
tower,
now.
like, now.
Yeah. To get overtime, you have to be on the tower, so... Oh, but the beer bomb is just gonna deny them that! The GG Booyah.
Yes, we have what's it now? There's GG Booyah and GG Vac.
Yeah. Can end matches really easily.
And we are now, well, we're at 3-3 currently. We're at, both teams are now even. We're going into our last game, Game 7.
Game 7! Let's get some hype in the chat. Hey, what I was saying about Game 5s earlier applies to Game 7s as well. So, we have ourselves a set, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go!
Alright, for Game 7 we're heading on to...
It is Rainmaker Hagglefish Market.
We're back on Hagglefish.
Last time we saw Rainmaker between both of these, Oh, hang on, sorry. Thinking about the other side. We saw Rainmaker on Undertow within this set, and we saw Cake just completely obliterate Pixelated. Pixelated barely got any points on the board. So we'll see if we're going to get a Rainmaker moment on this Game 7, or if we're going to see a really tense match.
Correct.
So, yeah. Okay.
Alright. We also this week do have credit if you want to stick around and see everyone who has made this possible.
Yep. Like I said earlier, the staff is working really hard to get FTIU up and running for you guys to enjoy on your every other Friday evening. So I hope everybody gets their popcorn ready for this Game 7. Let me think here. Rainmaker Hagglefish. I don't remember what they were using when they played Undertow, but I think it was. I commented on having double Wavebreaker from the side of Pixelated. Let's see if they make any swaps.
And we are still double breaker.
Yep, and no changes on the side of Cake.
And for our last match, we are right back with the comps that started it all.
Yep, that's right. So
and the
first
pop
spot
does go to pixelate it.
That's Pixelated in the green and Cake in the pink. You see,
Currently, it's just both teams trying to establish control. Hella fizzy.
Still a very even opening here. Killer Whale starts coming out, and Bia Bomb. So lots of specials on both sides, but two go down the side of Cake.
And this is gonna give Pixelated their chance to push.
They're still at 52 behind them, but I think they're going to deal with that pretty well. And they could keep going here and take this Rainmaker forward, especially with how this clutch is positioned.
But they are not going to do that. They're going to take her out.
We're having a Rainmaker moment here. Let's see. Is this going to be a KO for Game 7? Oh, Pixelated with the reverse sweep on Cake.
That was a very quick Game 7.
Wow. I honestly was not expecting that. Considering how we saw Cake play... Yeah, considering how we saw Cake play their Rainmaker match earlier in this set, I thought Cake was going to put up a bit more of a bite. But no, Pixelated takes that. And we have our winners of FTIU Week 21.
Yes, and our first place goes to Pixelated. Our second place goes to Cake, and do we have any clue about third place?
Let me check. Leviathan takes third place over Overtime, who got fourth.
All right then. So then, and with that, that concludes week 21. This is 20 or what week? Yes, week 21. And that concludes week 21 of Flutie with Pixelated as our champions.
Very nice. And next up, we have our credits from the